Guys, NuttyBuddy208 here. Today I'm just going to be making a very brief video, my predictions and my thoughts on the 2015 NCAA College Football Playoff Final Four, I guess you could say. Just basically giving you my breakdown of each team and then what I predict will happen and who I think was my champion. And feel free to leave a comment below telling me if you think my predictions are correct, if they're not correct, what you think, etc. And yeah, I guess with that we can get started. So the first game, you have the 1 seed Clemson going up against 4 seeded Oklahoma. Clemson comes in as the 1 spot. They did not lose a game all year, and I think if you go undefeated, you should at the very least get in, unless you're one of those like really smaller schools, I guess, like MAC or MAC school or Sun Belt or whatever you call it, if that even exists. I don't even know anymore, but. Anyway, Clemson, the 1 spot, they got in, undefeated, 12-0 record. They beat North Carolina. Upon posting this, it would have been last night, but they beat North Carolina last night in the ACC championship game. Clemson's a very good team, a very talented team. They pretty much rolled through their schedule this year. And they're playing the 4th spot, Oklahoma Sooners. Now, Oklahoma was interesting because they had 1 loss this entire season, and that was against Texas, who, of course, had a rough year, although Texas did beat Oklahoma, and they actually recently beat Baylor. But Oklahoma comes in, I think, 11-1, 1 loss on the year. It might be 10-1, I'm not really sure. I don't have my phone on me. My phone is dead, so I can't really do research, which is unfortunate. But anyway, Oklahoma comes in, the 1 loss to Texas. They get in at a 4. They get in ahead of, I guess you could say, the first 2 out, Ohio State and Iowa. My thoughts for this game: 1-seeded Clemson versus 4-seeded Oklahoma. I think it's going to be a pretty good game. I think it's going to be a better game than most people expect. I still think Clemson's going to pull this one out over Oklahoma. And yeah, I have the 1 spot Clemson moving on to the national championship game, and I have Clemson winning, I'll say 24-14. It'll be close. Clemson's just going to make a couple more plays, and they're going to pull it with a win. So I have Clemson moving on to my championship, and then they will play, if they should win, they will play the winner of Michigan State, the 3 spot, against the 2 spot Alabama. Now, both of these teams are coming in with 1 loss. Let's talk about 3 spot Michigan State Spartans first. Michigan State, their 1 loss was to Nebraska, who had kind of a down year. Michigan State just recently beat out Iowa. Again, upon posting this, it'll be last night. They beat out Iowa in the Big Ten championship game. Despite their 1 loss, I do believe that they earn the right to be here. They're a very dangerous team. They have good weapons all around. Of course, playing in the Big Ten is a better conference than most people realize. They beat Michigan, they beat Ohio State, they've beaten some good teams. I think Michigan State, they obviously just beat Iowa. I think Michigan State deserves to be, at the very least, in it. They get the 3 spot, and I think that's about where I'd put them too. And they will be facing number 2 spot out of the SEC, Alabama Crimson Tide. Now, Alabama comes into this game with just 1 loss. It was a loss early in the year against Ole Miss, I believe. That was their 1 loss. An interesting thing to note, Alabama has not beaten a ranked opponent this year. They still come in only 1 loss. They just knocked out Florida. I guess that would be actually their one win against a ranked opponent. They beat Florida in the SEC championship game. But other than that, they have not beaten a ranked opponent this year. Still, they started the season ranked high. They pretty much won out. Their 1 loss was to an Ole Miss team that at the time of that loss, Ole Miss was looking pretty good. They kind of folded at the end. But Alabama, they get the 2. I would have personally put them at a 3 spot. I would have given Michigan State the 2, just based on schedule. But I guess it doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, Alabama gets in at a 2 spot. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that Alabama should have gotten in. I don't think they were the 2nd best. But they get it anyway. So the SEC will be represented once again. And they play Michigan State, and the winner gets Clemson. I was back and forth on this one. It's tough. This one was tough for me. As surprising as this sounds, I'm going to pick Michigan State over Alabama. I just don't think Alabama's been tested enough this year. Michigan State has, overall. Michigan State, they're battle tested. They just came off a huge win against Iowa. I think Michigan State moves on, and I think the 3 spot beats the 2, and Michigan State will meet Clemson in the national championship game. And then if it should get to this point, obviously, Clemson versus Michigan State in the national title game, that would be the game that I would like to see. I'm also looking forward to just seeing Michigan State Alabama in the first round, but I hope to see Michigan State Clemson. I think that's what's going to happen. And if Michigan State plays Clemson, I think we're going to have another good game. I think it's going to be back and forth. Oh yeah, and by the way, I'll go back real fast. I'll backtrack real fast. That Michigan State Alabama game, I'm going to say Michigan State 32, Alabama 30. That's going to be a very good game. But anyway, moving back to the BCS national title game, Clemson versus Michigan State. I'm going to surprise people again, and I'm picking my national champion to be Michigan State. I think they have the talent to do it. I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people, just like Ohio State did last year. I think the Big Ten is going to get back on top again. And yeah, I think Michigan State beats Clemson 27-13. Michigan State I have as my BCS national champion. So feel free to leave a comment in the comment section thinking of how my predictions were, what you think is going to happen, what you think will be the national champion, or who you think will be the national champion, and what you think is going to happen. And I guess we'll see over the course of the next couple of weeks who will be the national champion. So I'd also like to point out that I really don't have a horse in this race. I don't really have a favorite NCAA football team. I'm from Ohio. I'm from Northeast Ohio. I guess I would say my favorite's Ohio State, but not completely. But yeah, to be honest with you, I don't like Michigan State all that much, but I would likely see them winning this entire thing. And yeah, that's about it, guys. So my champion for the 2015 College Football Playoff is the Michigan State Spartans. I think it actually ends in 2016 because I think the national title game is played in, I think it's January 2nd. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's what it is. But anyway, yeah, my national champion for this year's College Football Playoffs is the Michigan State Spartans. So thanks for watching this, guys. Remember to rate, subscribe if you like it, comment what you think, and yeah, stay tuned for more videos hopefully soon. Thanks.